Have you wondered how realistic could the Jedi martial arts be? Well, there's a little something to be said, especially if we base ourselves on the lore. So I've prepared these few resumes of within HEMA how would the 7 form of lightsaber combat from True Canon be done. So hope you enjoy and may the 4th be with you. For first one, Shii-Cho, well, it is meant to be used against several opponents, and so, realistically, my suggestion would be a side guard, like you've seen in some manuscript and Kingdom Come Deliverance. In this form used by Kifisto, it is mainly said to have big ample movement and be kind of clumsy, since it is meant to, as I said, fight several opponents. So with such a guard, the trick is that your arm are close by for energy saving and also for the later spring, because then you do your movements go back and forth and just use that as a spring. Combine that with moving around a lot, and basically you threaten people all around, and you can move to pick them, to keep them apart, keep them move to isolate them and pick them one by one. And also, not to forget, by keeping it that way, you can actually provide menace to threaten them by having something directed at them. Form 2, named Makashi, is all about drilling an opponent one-on-one with blade control, thread movements, the likes. It is performed by Doku, and therefore rapier style fighting is the best approximation of what you would do with as a base guard, either an outside guard or a pistol guard. And as such, you can easily maneuver with the opponent's blade, are ready to stab, can do a few cuts. Oh yeah, it is the most adept for dueling, and of course, not to forget that it does fit very well with a curved blade, since it has some similarities with modern fencing and their own pistol grip they have. So, rapier for Makashi Form 2. For Form 3, named Soresu and used by Obi-Wan, well, that form is meant to be used against blasters, and thus, yeah, sure, you can't really realistically fight off projectile, but taking into account that they have powers and whatnot, if they were to fight in a more realistic HEMA style, well, there's actually already something that they have. It's just standing like that, and they're very simple. It's a low guard with the almost parallel to you, but with a slight incline. That way you can go ready to go and strike, but you still have maximum coverage for the projectiles. And of course, to parry, it's far from the worst. And of course, for the classical Obi-Wan stuff of doing that against blaster, that's worthless. Against the opponent, that's not very good. But there's something called invitation, that you provoke someone to attack you, and by doing that, basically he gives away his hand to be attacked, and knowing what the other will do, move, of course, and with the force and his various powers. So Simply put, low guard, slightly inclined, maximum coverage, ideal to parry all the blasters. 4 from 4, named Ataru, which is predominantly liked by Yoda. It is a highly physical form that uses strength, speed, and the force to boost them. It is highly aggressive and usually one-handed, and we do know that Yoda likes to go like that or like that, and as such the best thing I have to say is hanging guard and to fight in a bit of a saber style. So you know, it's good to, you got your guard, you parry, you riposte, you do all your strikes, and of course the big parry, riposte, something that we actually do in the movies, and quite a bit in saber fights, at least the one I've been in, and despite other things, but yeah, a more saber style of fighting is pretty much what fits most with, and you don't need to go too far back. Rather, even if of course good old outside guard can still be the best. If you want to be aggressive, this can work too. So yeah, saber style for the Ataru. Form 5, Shien and its subvariant Djem are based on Form 3 but meant to be more aggressive, with of course main user being Anakin. There's also his young Padawan, even if she doesn't count that much with her shitty reverse grip. So, as it is a more aggressive variant of the third form, that simply means that you lower the guard a bit more. Djem being still more against blaster would still keep it a bit high, while Djem would be a bit lower to be more for dueling. And due to be both lower, then that means that they are more ready to go and stab and cut. They are more forward, they are more threatening to the enemy, since they are more in the enemy's face. But they still are raised enough that they can provide decent coverage to blaster fire and some parrying. Oh yeah, just simply put lower guards for Djem and Shien. For Form 6 called Niman, that is slightly touched upon by Anakin and Maul, even if they do prefer their respective form. It is not as specialized as the others, but it is meant to be the average of everything based on Form 1, 3, 4, and 5. It is meant to be a jack of all trades, the average at everything that is good at everything. And as such, for that form, what I've got to say realistically would be Rifle Guard, which is quite used a lot in Steam. In fact, the Screamisy style would be what I suggest for Niman. With that guard, you've got something central, so for the more sci-fi stuff of blasters with blocked with psychic powers, even though it does, got a central point that you can pivot for everything, thus helping you out. Being central is also good for the parry of blade. It does threaten the adversary, bringing menace, which is quite useful, and also makes you ready to attack. It is a position where you just have to spring forth and stab, or do your cuts, or coming close to your thing. So yeah, you're ready to attack in good position, parry attack, you got, so yeah, not specialized but good at everything. Supremacy pretty much is Niman. For the final form, Form 7, called Juyo, and its variant Vaapad, well, it is said to be a highly aggressive form to provide really strong strike, a bit chaotic and erratic, kind of doing whatever, mainly said to be used by Mon for Suyu and by Mace Windu for Vaapad. So Mon has this double weapon, so not the best representation, but we do see Palpatine using this a lot, and this is a high guard, and it's really to be, no, it's, you strike down a lot with it. You kind of have this hanging menace for the enemy. So yeah, very aggressive. It's quite demanding physically, which also fit with the descriptions, and you know, beating people up like that really fit for something that is prone for dark side users. And for the variant of Vaapad used by Mace Windu, it is said to be made to fight Darksiders and use the aggression against them. For that, hanging guard. And there with that is that on this variant, be it by slightly twisting the blade to reduce by things, modifying force fields and whatnot, the idea is to use the energy of the other to push your weapon. So you get it, and you use that inertia to launch your attack. This goes with the cyclic description of the form. It uses the aggressor's power against him. Of course, it's a bit harder to use since both blades, the cutting part of a blade and the lightsaber will bite, but ways around it, especially if the other person beat a lot with a lot of strength. So yeah, I got you hanging guard Vaapad. I hope you liked these. Of course, these are resumes. If you want, I could go more into detail, make a little something else. There are plenty of options. And on this, you may like, subscribe, comment, whether you liked it or you hate my gut. Both are welcome. And on this, I bid you good day and farewell.